Okay, let's take a look at adding some content inside here. So we'll go back to VS Code, let's clean things up at the top, and let's open up our terminal once again, and let's just clear the screen. And what we'll do, we'll just go into our admin folder. And what we're going to do inside here is create two new components. So we're going to say ngg and user-management, and we'll skip the tests, and we need to say ngc user management here, and press return, and then we'll create another component, and this one's going to be called photo management, and we get that created successfully as well. So what we'll do is we'll open up our admin components, or our admin panel component in this case, and we'll open up the HTML, the template first of all. And what we're going to do inside here is we'll add an H2, and inside here we'll just say admin panel, and then we'll add a div, and we're going to use our tab panel once again, so we'll give it a class of tab-panel, and then we'll use our tab sets, and we'll give this a class equal to member-tab set, so we inherit the CSS that we created for our member detail component, and then we'll give a tab, and we'll give this a heading equal to user management, and we're going to use our structural directive once again for app has role, because for user management only the admin user is going to be able to do this. So we'll say equals, and then we'll add single quotes, the array, and then we'll pass in admin. And inside here we'll just add a container, and then we'll pass in our app user management components. And then we need another tab, so I'm just going to copy this, and this is going to be called photo management. And for the app has role directive, this can be either the admin or the moderator. And then instead of app user management, we'll say app photo management. And if we go check our admin components, then what we should find is that we can see the photo management for Lisa. And if I refresh the page, nothing changes. But if I log out as Lisa and log in as admin, then what we should find, if we go to the admin component, is that we see both the user and the photo management. And that's what we're looking for. So what we want to do is display our list of users with their roles inside this user management component. And what we'll do is we'll go back to VS Code, and we'll open up our terminal once again. Let's just clear this screen, and we'll cd upper level and then cd into our services folder. And what we'll do is we'll say nggs for service, and we'll call it admin, and then we'll say skip-tests and press return. And we now have our admin service. So let's open up the admin service, and what we'll do in here is we'll just add our base URL, and we'll set this equal to environment and API URL. And in the constructor we're going to inject our HTTP client, so we'll say private HTTP and HTTP client, and then we'll just add a single method in here, and we'll say get users with roles, and we'll say return list.http .get, and we're going to say list.base URL plus, and then we'll say admin / and users with roles. Exactly the same as what we were doing in Postman. And what this is going to return actually is a partial of our user. So what we could do here is use partial and then say user array, because we're only getting some of the properties of a user back from this. And then we can go to our user management component, and inside here what we'll do is we'll add a property for users, and this is going to be a type of partial, and then user array. And then we'll add the method inside here, so we'll say get users with roles, and inside here we'll say list.admin service, which we need to inject, so we'll inject our admin service in here and say private admin service and admin service, and then for this particular method we'll say admin service, and we'll say get users with roles, and we'll subscribe, and then we'll say users, and we'll say list.users equals users. And then we'll go across to the components template. So we'll open up the user management component HTML. And what we'll do inside here is we'll say div.row. And then we'll add a table of class of table. And we'll add a table row, so tr. And then we'll add our table headers. And we'll give this some style. And we'll set the width equal to 30%. This will be for our username. And let's copy this down 2 more times. And the second one's going to have a width of 40. And we'll call this one active roles. And the third one's going to have our edit roles button, so we won't give this a title. And then below this table row, we'll add another table row. And we'll add our ng4, so we'll say a-ng4. And we'll say let user of users. And then we'll add a td. And inside here is going to go our user.username. And then we'll add another td. And we'll specify user.roles. And then another td. And in here is going to go a button. And we'll give it btn.btn-info. And we'll just say edit roles. And let's go take a look. We should be good. So let's have a look. And if I refresh this page, nothing happens because I've made the classic schoolboy error of creating a method and then forgetting to add it to the ng on init. So we'll just add this inside here, and now if we go back we can see all of our users and all of their roles. Excellent. That's what we want to see. And only the admin has got access to this, and the admin doesn't have a username. Poor admin. So what we can do just to get around that, because I'm not going to add a known-as property for the admin, we'll go to our nav component HTML, and where we're displaying the username, what we'll do is we'll just add an or condition and say user.username and title case, and that will just display the admin's username in here because he doesn't have a known-as property. Everybody else will have. So what we'll take a look at next is what we're going to do with this particular button. And for that, we're going to need to look at modals.